Well, this was all breaking overnight. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is out of a British prison and on his way to a remote island in the Pacific where he's expected to plead guilty to violating the Espionage Act. A judge must sign off on the plea. If so, it will resolve his legal troubles with the U.S. Government and allow him to return to his home country of Australia after the court hearing. Now, Assange was indicted by a federal grand jury back in 2019 with dozens of charges alleging he illegally obtained and disseminated classified information on America's wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. But just last week, his wife spoke out about the potential of his freedom.
But this period of our lives, I'm confident now, has come to an end. And I think that by this time next week, Julian will be free.
Well, CBS News Justice Department reporter Robert Legare is joining me now with the very latest on this. This was really surprising. We've had a more than a decade-long sort of stalemate here, standoff, if you will. Give me some details. Explain to me what we can expect from this court hearing on this remote island and why the Justice Department is seeking a less severe punishment than they gave to Chelsea Manning, who was the one who actually leaked the information to Assange.
Hey, yeah, good morning, Anne-Marie. Thanks for having me. That's right. So Julian Assange, according to social media accounts associated with him, his supporters, and WikiLeaks, is on his way to the Northern Mariana Islands, which is a U.S. territory near Guam. And so while this is a remote location, and this is a defendant who is very high profile, the hearing we expect to happen 9 a.m. Wednesday their time, which is about 7 p.m. here on the East Coast today. We expect it to be a relatively standard plea hearing in which a judge will likely read the charge that he is pleading guilty to, which is 18 U.S.C. 793G, which is conspiracy to obtain and then disseminate national defense information. He'll plead guilty to that if everything goes as planned, and then he'll also be sentenced. That's the one thing that's a little bit different in this proceeding than other proceedings, that the plea and the sentence are happening on the same day. And the Justice Department is recommending that he be sentenced to 62 months in prison, which amounts to the time that he has served in a British prison while the U.S. was seeking his extradition. So to compare the case with Chelsea Manning, as you asked, the difference really here is that this is a plea agreement hearing. This is a plea hearing in which he is accepting responsibility and admitting guilt, and it's on a single count. And so that kind of changes the calculus both for the Justice Department and the federal court. And what this does do, as you said off the top, is ensures for Julian Assange that he won't spend any time in a U.S. prison. Afterwards, the Justice Department told the judge that they expect he'll head back to Australia, which is relatively close to the Northern Mariana Islands, where he will essentially be a free man.
So, you know, when he was removed from the Ecuadorian embassy where he lived for, I think, something like 12 years and sent to a British prison, he was not imprisoned because of anything related to the charges he was facing in the U.S. So why then does he not have to spend time in an American prison?
So while he was being detained in the United Kingdom, the Justice Department and U.S. officials were seeking his extradition. That process is usually one where defendants in foreign countries, when they're charged in the U.S., are allowed to appeal that decision to courts in the country in which they were living at the time. And so that's what happened. Assange launched this legal battle that lasted about 5 years, and he brought many appeals seeking to prevent him from going to the United States, basically saying, I didn't do anything wrong, I should not be sent to the United States. And he was appealing to those British courts. Just a few weeks ago, actually, a high court in England gave him another chance to explain that. And so really for the Justice Department, this appears as though there was a calculus there between whether or not they would actually get the extradition that they were seeking, and instead this kind of brings it to a conclusion for both parties.
Makes a lot of sense. It's already dragged on for 5 years or so. How much longer could it go on? Robert, thank you very much.